The Chief Ombudsman has lambasted Oranga Tamariki over its failure to investigate alleged assaults against preschool and primary-aged children. Peter Boshier says the agency received several reports of concern from multiple parties and even had photographic evidence, but still took no action. Well, Chief Ombudsman Peter Boshier joins me now. Peter, this is basic stuff. It's OT ensuring the safety of children, investigating reports of abuse. What did your report find?
Well, we found of the 9 complaints that Oranga Tamariki failed to investigate. What attempts it made were inconsequential. So, look, these were really, really bad instances of violence and abuse of these 4 children, all of whom were really young, primary and preschool. We're talking about a kidnapping. We're talking about serious violence. We're talking about bruising. And in one case, one of the parents had endeavoured to smother a child to keep them from talking. When we look at the fact that 2 years ago I made recommendations in relation to the death of Malachi Shoebecks, I'd hoped that by now we'd be getting it right, and we're not.
It does seem to be unbelievable that we are back here again. So I just want to be really clear. You received a complaint from a family member, but there had been 9 reports from 7 different sources about this alleged abuse to Oranga Tamariki. So you must be extremely concerned about how the agency is dealing with these complaints.
Yes, and look, these were legitimate complaints. One had come from the children's lawyer. And so we're not just talking about possible complaints and possible allegations, but these are evidence-based complaints. And I think the shame of it, if I can just say it, is this. If these children are left as they were in this home of serious violence, it becomes normalised. And these children grow up thinking that this is what life's about, and these are the adults of tomorrow, and this is how they will behave. That's why I've gone public, and that's why I want a change, and the children at risk in New Zealand treated consistently better when they're in an unsatisfactory, unacceptable home situation.
So you've made 10 recommendations. Oranga Tamariki says it's implemented 9. The 10th is on the way. Are you satisfied with that response?
I'll be satisfied when I have actual measures of change. I'm used to, as the Chief Ombudsman, getting assurances that my recommendations have been accepted and will be implemented. I want to see the change happening. I want to see increases in safety. I want to see a decrease in serious complaints of the sort I'm now seeing. That's when I'll be able to tell you I've got confidence.
We heard from the Children's Minister today, Karen Shaw. She says that these failures happened under the previous government and that she set some KPIs, key performance indicators, for the CEO, Chappie Takani, to avoid this in future. Do you think that goes far enough, or do you think that a change of leadership is required?
What I want is an organisation that does what it's meant to do. Now, recently I had a visit from the acting chief executive who does seem to want to instill a discipline into this organisation to actually do what our state thinks it should be doing, and that is to investigate and to follow up on the investigation and take steps. Look, you'd think ill of me if I get a complaint and just decide not to do anything about it. That's not the way the New Zealand ethos is. So I want a measure that tells us that it's actually doing day by day what it should do, and we are still yet right now in a position where we just don't know what happens in certain parts of the country.
Chief Ombudsman Peter Boshier, thank you for your time tonight.
It's a pleasure.